Awesome. So it is now 8:10. I think I can start. I will be welcoming the rest of the guys as we proceed. I have my notes here, so don't worry. I'll be checking my notes as we proceed. So the jazz will have to end for now. The jazz will have to end for now so that I don't interfere. Yeah. So guys, I think I'll remind you guys exactly what we did yesterday. Yesterday I spoke about some of the fundamental aspects of finance and accounting that you need to know, either as a business person or generally as a person. There are some very important, accounting is very fundamental to business. And I told you guys that accounting is the process by which you take stock of the basic activities of the business, but in a numbers format. So all the activities that are happening within the business, you are trying to record that. And by recording that, there is a structure in which you're supposed to be recording that information. So if you have a business, not so many people record the activities of their businesses. Not so many people do that. And my dear friends, it is very hard to understand your business if you don't have data. If you don't have data, it is very hard for you to understand your business. And I think it applies in every other aspect of life. It even applies in our normal personal lives. If you don't take stock, if you don't write down and take record of the activities that are happening and the activities that are happening within your businesses, it is very hard for you to know how healthy your business is. So yesterday I just reminded you guys, try and do some basic accounting. Do some basic accounting. These days we have even softwares. We have free softwares, accounting softwares that you can use to record for example, things like sales. Now let me refresh your minds. When you talk about sales, you guys have heard people mention something called revenue. Revenue is the same as sales. It is the same as turnover. Anytime you hear someone say that my business has a turnover of this and that, they are basically talking about sales. And when you hear someone say revenue, also they mean the same thing. Revenue, sales, and turnover mean the same thing. But what makes up sales? What makes up sales? Sales is made of price, the price of the commodity, and the quantity of the commodity. So anytime you're talking about sales, you're talking about the price and the quantity. So it is important when you're doing your basic accounting for your businesses that you note down the price and the quantity. So at the end of the day, if someone asks you at the top of their minds, how much did you sell today? You will say that I sold 2,000, and that is the revenue. But at what price did you sell? And then at what quantity were you able to sell? Because just mentioning that today I sold 2,000 is not enough. I see people do business, and at the end of the day, anasema tu, I closed the day at. Thank you, Isaac Wabomba. Thank you, Isaac Wabomba. I appreciate. So if you're joining us, guys, you'll allow me to be reminding people. If you're joining us now, please, we have a target of 100 people to follow me on TikTok tonight. And we have a target of 50 people on my YouTube channel. Click on my link, the link on my bio, and please follow me. As soon as you start watching me, please follow me on both platforms. So, Rush, hey, can you mentor startup founders? Yes, I can do that. I do that very well. I am mentoring so many people, and you will reach out to me. I'll put my number. I'll put my number somewhere there so you guys can reach me at one point. Yeah. So like I was saying, you need to record. Don't just say at the end of the day when you close the day that I sold 2,000 Kenya shillings or I sold 50,000 Kenya shillings. Ask yourself, yes, I sold 50,000 Kenya shillings, but how much did I sell in terms of quantity? What quantity did I sell and what was the price? Because sometimes you have sold very well, you have managed to sell at 50,000. But when someone looks at your price, then there's a problem with your price. Maybe had you done your accounting previously and understood your business well, maybe you will have realized that there's an opportunity for you to slightly adjust your price so that you can sell more quantity and at the end of the day improve on something called the revenue. You hear me, guys? So it is not enough. Welcome, Rod. Rod, I'm proud of you, but you are a bit late. I don't know where you went to, but thank you so much for coming in for the class. So like I was saying, guys, it is very important that you understand the difference between just recording revenue and realizing the price and the quantity. So very good businesses record both the price, the quantity, and of course the revenue. And I was defining to you, accounting is just taking stock. Accounting is taking stock of your records. It is basically taking a record of the activities that have happened during the day. And once you understand, once you've taken the stock of your activities, your business activities, that is what normally is called incomplete records. If there's an accountant in the house, they know something called incomplete records. The record that you have just taken and the receipts that you have and the documentation that you have, that is what something called incomplete records. Now you need to take that incomplete records and then you organize it in such a way that someone can read and understand your business. And when you do that, that is now what is called finance. So most people don't understand the difference between accounting and finance, and today I'm putting that to bed once and for all. Accountants take stock. Accountants are the people who record the activities of the business. They record that and they put it in such a very good order that anyone who comes and studies can be able to see. And then what accountants do, when they put it in a very good order that you can be able to see, what you do now is you bring a finance person. Even accountants can be finance people. It doesn't mean they are not. Then an accountant will give you something called a statement of cash flow. An accountant will give you a balance sheet. An accountant will give you an income statement. Then from the income statement, you are now able to understand the business. Wambo, you can't hear me. Guys, can you hear me? I hope I'm audible. Wambo is telling me to up the volume. So I hope just say yes if you can hear me. Please just say yes. I would not want to proceed if guys are not hearing me. Okay. If you guys can hear me, I'm happy. Little Adrian, please repeat what you said 5 minutes ago. Lily Adrian, I have nimehang. What about now? I think it could be the internet. Yeah. Guys, remember what we said when we started. At the end of the day, every live we have a target. We need to achieve the target. If you have just... Okay, thank you, Lily. So if you guys have just joined us, we have a target of achieving 100 followers on TikTok this night. But the most important thing is that you guys follow me on my YouTube channel. This family that I'm creating is called the Army of Smart People. The world needs people who are smart to come together and start having conversations that can change our lives. And how you get to my YouTube channel is my YouTube channel has the same name as my name here, channel Ask Dra. Or you can go to my bio, click that bio, and please follow me on my YouTube. Support me by following me on my YouTube channel. Yes. Support me by following me on my YouTube channel. I will appreciate totally. And there's a reason I'm saying that, because very soon I'm planning to have classes. I'm planning to organize these classes in I'm planning the free finance class is here, guys. Don't worry. I'm offering it here. So I'm just telling you to follow me on my YouTube for the sake of supporting this movement, and for the sake, of course, of building a bigger class that we can even one day have a physical session, so that I can take you step by step one day. I'm planning to do this soon. So I need to keep track of all the people who are interested in what I'm offering. And the best place to do that is, of course, my YouTube, because there's a lot that I'm doing there. Thank you. So let's proceed. So guys, that was just the starting point. We have not even started yet. Our night has just begun. It's gonna be a long night. You better be ready. The people who have not eaten. I don't know whether you'll pick your food and come back. Wambo, you're using Wi-Fi. Okay, sawa. So guys, My target today are three things. I was just catching up with what we said yesterday. My target today is three things. I want to teach you the four most important aspects of business that you need to know. And then I will head straight to how do you improve the cash in your business? How do you increase cash in your business? And these are lessons. You have to do them for them to work. So if you don't do them, you don't ask me why it didn't work. If you didn't do it, then it can't work. I want to teach you how to improve the cash in your business. And then I want to tell you the 7 most important tools that you need to monitor in your business for you to achieve your desire in your business, especially from a cash perspective. From a cash perspective. So, guys, let's start. The 4 most important things in a business that you people might not, okay, you might know, but you might not have summarized it that way, are people. Number 1, you have people, you have strategy, you have execution, and then you have cash. If your business ticks any of those, not any, but if your business ticks the 4 that I have just mentioned, then there's a very high probability that your business will succeed. If you have the best people, all businesses, look around any company that you know out there that is successful. Look around. You will notice fundamental things in those companies. They have the best people. And the best people, I mean smart people like all of you who are watching me right now. I believe the kind of content I'm giving is not for everyone. I can tell you for a fact, not everyone joins me for these kind of sessions. And for those people who find time to join me, it means that there is an element of your mind that is yearning for knowledge, especially knowledge that you don't have. So feel proud that you are one of the smart people who are looking for knowledge. So companies that succeed have one thing in common. They have great people. Number 2, they have a great strategy. They have a great strategy. Number 3, they have the best execution. Like they execute what they need to execute very well. And finally, they make sure that they have cash at all times. Lone Wolf, okay. Okay. So, what do I mean when I say you have to have the best people? You know, guys, sometimes employed people, we don't really understand how tough it is to do business. When we are employed in our business, in someone else's business, we truly don't understand how tough it is. And we take for granted the fact that they have given us a job for us to be able to do what we are supposed to do. And sometimes when you analyze your role in your company very well, in the company, in the places that you have been employed, you ask yourself, this person is paying me 100,000. But at the end of the day, am I really giving this person back work worth 100,000? And remember, showing up to work is not the same as being productive. People show up to work, but what about productivity? So, the most important thing as a business person, you have to really analyze the people that you're bringing into the business. But the problem with where we operate these days, the problem with the world is that the best people are expensive. So as a small business, it is very hard for you to find the best brains. It is very hard for you to find the smartest people, because smart people, people who can do the job, are expensive. And it makes it very hard for you. And that is why once you reach a certain level of your profession, companies will fight for you. It will not even be the other way around. Yeah, just showing if you become, there's a level of professionalism. Once you get there, even companies start fighting for you. Why? Because they know that you will have an impact in their business. Yeah, and that's why I am telling you, the most important number 1 thing in a business is the people that you are working with. How did you select the people that you're working with? Yeah, I'll give you a story. I don't know how many of you know this story. There's this guy by the name Steve Jobs. So the story of Steve Jobs goes like this. Steve Jobs was kicked out of his company. He was kicked out of his company sometime early in his career, late in the 80s, late 80s. And Steve Jobs was the owner of Apple, of course. But what happened is you know the way companies are formed. Companies are formed in such a way that even shareholders and members can kick you out of your own company, believe it or not. You started the company, but people can kick you out. And then he was kicked out. Then came in someone who took over. The person who kicked him out took over control of the company. And he started running that organization. And what he did, the mistakes that he did, he went ahead and started diversifying so many of the Apple products. And if guys can remember, so many of us were young, but there was a time that Apple had so many products that were unnecessary. Okay, people were very young then, and I don't even think some of those products had gotten into Africa. So when Steve Jobs came back, Steve Jobs looked at Apple and then he saw that there were so many products that are not necessarily being sold. And even the people who are there, guys are just manufacturing things without really understanding how those items that they're manufacturing are going to have an impact in the people and in the world. And Steve Jobs, one way or the other, found his way back into Apple. And Steve Jobs got rid of all the products. They had created almost 300 products. And he removed all those products and he narrowed it down to only four products. To only 4 products. And those 4 products are the same products that have taken Apple to the level that it is the most capitalized company in the world. And when he did that, he got rid of all the people who he found, majority of the people that he found there, he got rid of them. And he started going back to look at some of the specific people that he needed. And the number one person that Steve Jobs took is the current CEO of Apple. How many people know the CEO of Apple right now? Any person who knows the CEO of Apple? Any person who knows the current CEO of Apple? Namsi Google, just tell me. I want to see how updated we are. Okay, it's not that relevant information, but Tim Cook, thank you. Guys, you are informed. So he went and took Tim Cook. Tim Cook and Steve Jobs were very close. They were very close. And what Steve Jobs did, he knew that if he was to get Tim Cook, him and Tim Cook are the 2 people who are generally going to bring back Apple to where it's supposed to be. And he sent Tim Cook to China, in China where the Apple products are manufactured. And he told Tim Cook to do what he has to do for him to rescue Apple in terms of manufacturing. Guys, Tim Cook today is the CEO of Apple, but most people don't know how much it took for him to turn around the story of Apple behind Steve Jobs. And that's why it was obvious that after Steve Jobs, he's the one who was to take over Apple. What I'm trying to tell you is, even in your small business, the valuable people are not many. And those valuable people, if you find them, please keep them and make sure that they help you to achieve the dreams of your organization. So number 1 is people. Number 2 is strategy. Do you guys have a strategy for your business? Do you just wake up and show up and just sit and watch? Or do you really have a strategy to maneuver the market? Do you guys have a strategy? Do you sit down sometimes to just think through your business and how you can maneuver that market? Or you just go to the business and you hope that the Lord God will do what he has to do to make sure that you achieve? Before we proceed again, guys, it's that time that I remind you, we have a goal to achieve 100 followers on TikTok tonight and 50 followers on YouTube. The names on my YouTube and the names on my TikTok are the same. So guys, please help me to achieve my target tonight. Don't watch without following. It is the least that I can ask from you, because I am building an army of smart people who we are going to walk this journey together. So if you have just joined us, make sure that you follow me both on my TikTok and on my YouTube channel. For you to get the link to my YouTube channel, just click on my bio. Just click on my bio up there. You will see the link. Click that link and follow. Then just come back to the class. Then we proceed. Yeah, so this thing called strategy. Guys, the reason why strategy is very important is that with strategy, you move with direction. People who don't have a strategy, they move but without direction. And moving without direction, you might never get anywhere. You might seem that you're making progress, but you might never get anywhere. Strategic people achieve their dreams faster than people who are not very strategic. I will give you an example. I don't know which company I can use. I'll give you an example of Uber. Yeah, the Uber business is a very interesting business model. There was a time when Uber came to the country. I remember very well. And I was among the first people to invest in Uber. I remember very well. It is like it was just the other day. I remember very well. So money was there was a lot of money back then. There was a lot of money, and guys were getting, I think guys were making around 10 to 20,000 a day. Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine someone showing up? And I remember those days, the vehicles, the drivers were so many, but the vehicles were very few. So drivers will change. So a driver will drive during the day, and then another driver will take the car and drive during the night. So the driver who drives you during the day gives you like 10,000, and the evening driver also comes and gives you 10,000. Someone will make almost 20,000 driving Uber. You can imagine. Then suddenly, what happened? The reality changed. The reality changed, and there was infiltration of both vehicles and drivers, and the owners now were vulnerable, and they were susceptible now to little money. Now the drivers who were smart enough, while they remembered, they were building relationships back then. They were building relationships, and they knew very well that a time is coming when maybe this Uber will never be the same again. And there are some guys who saw what was happening, and they built a relationship with some specific clients who they just agreed on the go that what they are going to do is that they will be, instead of them even waiting for that person to make a call or to even look for a vehicle, these guys will just be showing up. These guys will be showing up at their homes, and they'll be picking them in the morning and taking them to work. And the relationship became like that, such that when the real Uber business went down and most people were not getting a lot of what we call profits, some guys actually took their vehicles out of Uber, but they are still doing that business because they had already built a relationship with the owners. What am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that with strategy, you have to build a strategy. Now, there's a whole framework for building a strategy for a business. I don't want to put it out here because I don't want to confuse you guys. That framework are among the things that one day when we have our physical meetings or we have our physical class, one day I will take you through. If you want to build a business strategy that can enable you to maneuver the murky waters of the market, I can help you. Soon we will do that. The other thing, look at execution. How excellent are you in your execution? How excellent are you? Okay, before I proceed again, let me welcome guys. Please share the live. Guys, share the live. I want you guys to share the live so that more people can join us. Thank you, Jimmy James. Thank you, Mohammed Though, for joining us. Please share the live so that other people come. This is free knowledge. This is free information. It is not good for you to be selfish with free things. It is free. I'm giving it out to you for free. There is someone out there who might want to learn. There's someone out there who might need this information. And I'm sure you know them. On your platforms, wherever it is that you are, I'm sure there's someone who will find value in what I'm saying. Let this not be for you only. You might get the points, but you might not go and give these points out the way probably I'm giving. So please, I'm asking of you, share this live to those people you feel will learn from it. And after you share, please, if you're watching me, we have a target of 100 followers on TikTok tonight. I just want to get 100 of you to follow me on TikTok and 50 of you to follow me on my YouTube channel. And I'm reminding you that we do this every day. We do this every day apart from Friday. So we'll be back here again tomorrow. We'll be back here on Thursday. And tomorrow's topic will be even more interesting because I want to inform you guys about taxes. I know so many of you ask so many questions about tax, and no one is there to tell you. No one is there to tell you. Guys, I am your savior. The Lord has sent me to do his work. If you have any tax questions tomorrow, I want you to note them down. Come and ask me. I will answer all those questions for you. Because I'm a finance person, that is my profession. That is what I do. So note invite your people tomorrow. We have a tax session. Tomorrow I'm taking you through taxes. I'm going to tell you even some of the specific steps the government has taken, whether they are good for us or not. And you'll be surprised to know that actually some of them are actually good. We just don't know. So thank you so much, guys, for following me on my TikTok and on my YouTube. Don't forget the YouTube. Yesterday, I saw some guys following me on TikTok, and they forgot that I had asked them to follow me on YouTube as well. My YouTube channel has the same name as my TikTok name. So the next thing I told you, so you need to know about the people in your business. You need to know whether you have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, then you can reach out to me. We can think about that. Execution. How do you execute your business activities? Execution is just to always give your customers what you promise them. Always make sure that you have the employees doing the right things when they are supposed to do, and always make sure you also do exactly what you need to do. What do you need to do? What keeps the business going? Please, perception in a business is important. People trust businesses that do what they say they will do. People trust people who execute. I'll give you an example. The reason why we go for phones, for computers that can be able to do exactly what they need to do, as expensive as they are, is because we know those computers will not fail us. If you bought a phone and this phone cannot be able to make a basic thing like calling, and that is very important to the manufacturer. It is very important for Apple. It is very important for Samsung to make sure that whatever phone they're making, that phone is excellent and it will do exactly what they promised that it will do. So many of us are running businesses that we actually don't do what we promise people that we will do. You say that you will deliver your products within 30 minutes. If you know you can't deliver the products within 30 minutes, then don't. Don't say that. Please tell people an hour. Don't tell people 30 minutes. I have seen people, especially people who do what? People who bake cakes. Are they the ones who bake cakes or what? The people who bake cakes. So they tell you the cake will be there by this particular time. Then you see a motorbike guy running around the city with a cake 30 minutes later than they had promised, or 1 hour later. Guys, I don't mean any harm to the bakers. I don't mean any harm. Yeah? So what I mean is, please execute everything that you say the way you promise people that you will execute. And if you don't know how to structure a way of executing your services to the people, you know who to reach out to. Welcome, Peter. And then the final thing is cash. Yesterday, I taught you something about cash flows. And the people who are not here yesterday, you missed a lot on cash flows, but I will touch a bit on it. So the 4 most important things that all businesses around our world survive on is people, strategy, execution, and cash. If you can get those things right, then you will be among the few businesses that have gotten the secret to winning. Remember, I'm giving you guys this thing at a high level. These things have details. Building a structure for an effective team is a whole process. Building a strategy is a whole process. Coming up with a good way of executing your business is a whole process. Right now, I'm just giving you at a high level, and in case anyone will need further help, you can reach out to me. I don't know whether I had given my number. I don't know whether I had given my number to you guys. Where do I do that now? Let me see. Okay. So there is my number. I'm just giving you right now, 272. There is my number. If any one of you will wish to reach out to me for any further help in terms of building a strategy, in terms of just understanding what I'm talking about better, you have my number on the comment section. You can pick it up. And remember what I said yesterday. Yeah? Now, let's go to the second aspect. Guys, businesses are built to survive. People build businesses to survive. You want your business to... Thank you, Rod, for that. That is everything anyone needs to know. Strategy, cash, people, execution. Once you know how to do that, then you're good to go. Now, I want to teach you the 4 things that you need to do for you to be able to improve the cash in your business. The 4 things you need to do for you to improve cash in your business. And when I mean cash, a business that is struggling to handle cash always looks like this. And this one, I think you can even relate. Sue, welcome. Welcome, Sue. Welcome, Gift Village 254. Welcome. Thank you. Will Dio, welcome. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Anyone who can remind them of what we are targeting to achieve tonight? Anyone who can remind them what we are targeting to achieve tonight so that I can remain focused on the class. So there are things that we can do in a business for us to improve cash. Businesses that are struggling for cash look like this, and I'm sure one of you or several of you have gone through it. A business that is struggling for cash, you're always in debt. You're always in debt. You keep borrowing to just keep your business going. Ask yourself, what could you have done wrong? What could you have done wrong? Why would you be in a business that perpetually you are borrowing for that business to survive? Do you know what you're doing wrong? Guys, what do you think a business that is constantly borrowing money to survive, what do you think that business could be doing wrong? I need your feedback. I need your feedback. In the meantime, those who have joined us, please share. Thank you, Rod. We are targeting 100 followers this night on TikTok. So if you have just joined us, please follow me. Follow me. Please don't watch if you have not. Okay, you can watch, but my humble request is that you follow me. I totally will appreciate, both on my TikTok and on my YouTube. So back to my question. Guys, what do you think a business that is struggling for cash, that is constantly borrowing money, what do you think the business could have done wrong? What do you think the business could have done wrong? Please share with me. Businesses that are constantly borrowing, businesses that are constantly... Okay. Thank you, Terry. Businesses that are constantly borrowing money. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is the problem? What do you guys think that business could be doing wrong? Because I know some of you here run businesses that you are constantly borrowing. You are borrowing to be able to deliver to your clients. Someone says, African boy, I say too much expenditure and not investing more. Yes, African boy, too much expenditure on what? Too much expenditure on what? Please clarify. I agree with you, but too much expenditure on what? Rod has said poor strategy and execution. You're very right, Rod. And I like the fact that you have already started using those terms that I've just taught you guys. Rod is already using the terms poor strategy and execution. The Nails Garage KE, lack of marketing. Okay, lack of marketing. What will lack of marketing do? When you don't market, what happens to your business? When you don't market, what happens to your business? I want us to nail down the main reason. You know businesses that are constantly asking for money. Improper management. Tony has said improper management of what? Of cash or of the general business? Thank you, Tony, for your feedback. What is that specific thing that makes businesses to struggle financially, such that they are borrowing all the time? They are constantly borrowing. Lack of sales, and there it is. I think Lily Adrian has gotten it. Lily Adrian has gotten that. And then we have Linus say debts from customers and delayed payments. Okay, I think some of you are on the very same line with me. You don't get new customers and might even lose all customers if you don't market. Now we are making a lot of sense. Financial literacy. Okay. A lot of the businesses that are struggling that are borrowing constantly for them to survive, the fundamental thing is that if you go look at that business, they are doing business, but they are not selling. And even if they are selling, they are not selling and getting their money. They are not selling and being paid immediately. They are selling on credit. Now, when you sell, so you record so many sales. You say that I have sold 50 computers. Sorry, guys, I like using computers as my examples. So you say, I have sold 50 computers. But the question is, how many of those computers that you have sold have you already been paid? How many of those computers have you already been paid? And the other question is, have you achieved the target that you want to achieve of selling those computers? So the fundamental reason that businesses struggle for cash is that you're not selling enough. And even when you say you have sold on credit. So you are selling to people on credit, people are not paying you, but you have recorded that you have sold 50 computers. If you sell 50 computers, but only 10 have been paid for, where are you supposed to get another money for you to go and buy computers to resell? So I want to teach you those fundamental things that you can do to improve cash in your business, guys. Because they always say, there's a statement, I'll read to you. There's a statement that people make in business. I don't know whether I wrote it down. There's a very interesting statement that is always made, that I want someone to note it down, that revenue is vanity. Revenue is vanity. Revenue, that is sales. So revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king. Who has ever heard that statement? Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. What that means is that revenue is vanity. What is vanity? When someone says vanity, what do they mean? They mean, yes, profit is sanity and cash flow is king. Cash is king. So what they mean is that revenue is vanity. When someone says revenue is vanity, they mean, it's the way they say that this life is just vanity. In the end, it counts for nothing. So if you are making revenue, you can be making revenue even though you're not getting cash. Because even when you sell on credit, that is revenue. Revenue has both cash sales and credit sales. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. When you hear someone say that they have sold or they have made sales, normally it is a combination of cash sales. That means they sold and they were paid immediately, or they also sold on credit. So revenue is cash sales plus credit sales. You understand? Now, if credit sales are the majority, if all you're doing is selling things to people on credit, people are not paying you, that is when they say revenue is vanity. In the end, you'll just record that you have sold 100,000, but you have made nothing in reality. You have not received the cash, so how will you survive? So that is why they are saying it is vanity. And then profit is sanity. That for as long as your business is profitable, you are sane. Then you'll be sane. You'll not run mad as long as your business is profitable. And then finally, what they mean is cash is king. That when you have cash as a business, you have risen to the top of that hierarchy of success. And today, I'm teaching you the 4 ways in which you can improve cash in your business. But before we mention those 4 ways, guys, let's remind our new joiners what we need to do. If you're joining us now, guys, we have a target of 100 followers on TikTok. If you're joining us now, we have a target of 100 followers on TikTok. Please follow me immediately if you don't follow me. And then we have a target of 50 followers on YouTube. Please don't go away without following me on YouTube. It means a lot to me. It is a good encouragement to me, and it is also a good thing because I am building a family of smart people. And I'm sure very soon we shall meet one-on-one where I'll be doing these classes physically, and you guys will be able to ask me all the necessary questions that you have. So if you have just joined us, please follow me on TikTok. We are targeting 100 people. We are targeting 100 followers. And then we are targeting 50 followers on. So someone is asking me, what are some books to understand Kenya's tax system? We are having tax tomorrow. We are having tax classes tomorrow. I have one book I can show you. I don't know where it is. I have a lot of books, so. I don't know whether you can read that book. And I'm encouraging you to be readers. Learn to read. So you see that? That is one of the books that has summarized so many of our Kenyan law systems. And I will be taking you guys through some of the things tomorrow. So tomorrow, the same time at 8, please join us. Lone Wolf is asking, sasa notes tutapata wapi? Notes. Don't worry, I Thank you, Wildayo. Wildayo has promised me we'll get 200 follows. Wildayo, the best way to achieve that is just for us to be able to share the live so that more people can join us. I think you guys can agree the class is awesome. I think you guys can agree that we are learning so much, and I'm sure you have people who will want to know about what I'm talking about. Share the live. Share the live. Don't be selfish with knowledge. Yeah, we were also taught with someone, and that's why we are sharing. So share the live, and above all, follow me. Follow me and follow me and follow me. Mtu wetu wa Mwakenya, hii class yetu, who is the Mwakenya person in our class? Who do you think is our Mwakenya person? I think I already have my prefect. I have my prefect. Do you guys know who my prefect is? Wambo. Wamboi. Wamboi is our Mwakenya person, eh? Wamboi, where are you, Wamboi? So Lone Wolf has just said you are our Mwakenya person. Where are you? Who do you guys think is my prefect? I have my prefect, though he came late today. I don't know. Where is my prefect now? Where is my prefect? Rod, are you there? My prefect is Rod for now. Where is my prefect? Rod, if you are there, please say something so that people can know that you are there. Hey, Rod, yeah, you are my prefect. I don't know, but the Lord just spoke to me for you to be my prefect. So thank you, because you have shown a lot of commitment to this channel, and I think it's only it's only fair. It's only fair that I mention Rod. Other than that, let's remember what we have agreed to do. Let's remember our target, guys. Let's remember our target. Share the live. Share the live across all the platforms that you can share for people to join us. And above all, the main target for tonight is 100 followers on TikTok and 50 followers on YouTube. I'm targeting 50 followers on YouTube. Click on the link on my bio and follow me. Click the link on my bio and follow me on my YouTube. It is the same name. My YouTube channel has the same name as my TikTok name. Now let's proceed. The 4 ways in which you can improve your cash in your business are the following. Number 1, you have to monitor something called profitability. Monitor your profitability. Yesterday, I taught you guys about the difference between gross margin or gross profit and net profit. Monitor your profitability. And because we are talking about cash today, we have to monitor our net profit, guys. So as a business person, monitor your profitability. And today, I am not focusing on gross profit. Today, I'm focusing on net profit. Monitor your profitability. But don't worry, I'm going to give you the tools. I have 7 tools that you're going to use to monitor these things that I've given you. So the 4 things you need to monitor in your business: profitability, to be able to improve your cash. How do you know that you're managing your profitability? By knowing what your net profit is. Do you guys know how to calculate net profit? How many of you guys know how to calculate net profit? Jaluo by Force, thank you for joining us. Jaluo by Force, make sure you follow me. How many of you guys know how to calculate net profit? How many of you know how to calculate net profit, guys? I need your feedback. Please engage me, guys. Net profit is equals to gross sales minus costs. Rhoda, are you sure? My prefect, are you sure? Gross sales or gross profit? Guys, tell me how to calculate. How do you guys calculate net profits? Anyone here who knows how to calculate net profits? Rod has tried. He has said it's gross sales minus costs. Mudaura, welcome. Thank you so much. Mijita, thank you so much. Net profit is equals to gross income minus expenditure. Uh-huh. Thank you, Lone Wolf, for trying. We still have some finer details to explain there. Net profit is equals to gross profit minus expenses. Our user, it doesn't have a name, but he has found it. Net profit is gross profit minus expenses. Now, for the sake of us understanding this concept, let me repeat again, guys. In the business, you have revenue. And then once you have revenue, and I've told you revenue is either cash sales or credit sales. And then under revenue, there's something called direct costs or the cost of sales. Something that is called direct cost or the cost of sales. When you take revenue and you minus direct costs, you get gross profit. Once you get your gross profit, that is where you now minus expenses, all other expenses. And the expenses could be your rent, the expenses could be your transport, the expenses could be your electricity, the expenses could be your water, the expenses could be food and all that kind of stuff. Once you remove your expenses, you remain with the net profit. And usually, it is from the net profit that usually people it is from the net profit that usually people share the profit. It is from the net profit that you get even money to put into your pocket. Most business people take money out of their gross profit. Guys, I told you yesterday, please don't eat your gross profit. Gross profit is not to be eaten. You eat your net profit. Or you don't even eat your net profit. You eat part of your net profit and then you invest back into the business. So net profit is what you remain with after you've taken your direct costs and then your expenses. That is what you remain with. So if you want to make sure that you're monitoring, you are not eating gross profit, please don't. Don't eat your gross profit. Okay. So for you to know that you are monitoring and you're managing your cash, the cash of the business and the profitability, you have to monitor your net profit, not your net profit. The second point is something called working capital management. Guys, what do you think is the meaning of working capital? What is the meaning of working capital? Today I'm teaching you very new things. I hope I'll not confuse you. I hope we'll be on the same page. What is the meaning of working capital? I've seen people say, oh, I am eating capital. You know, these guys are eating capital. This business has eaten its capital. What is the meaning of working capital? I need more people to join us. I need more people. So far, we have almost 6,000 likes. Question, what constitutes your expenditure? Isn't that part of your operating costs? Yes, but you know there are two types of costs in a business. There is the direct cost, and then there is the operating expenditure. So there is the direct expenses and operating expenses. Those are two different things. The direct cost is the cost is whatever it will take for you to be able to for you to sell. Whatever it will take for you to be able to sell, for example, that computer. Someone who sells computers, I'm sorry, Lily. Yeah, I think I'm losing you guys. Yes. So let me take it a bit slower. I don't want to lose you guys. There is direct expenses and then there is operating expenses. Those are two different things. When you're doing a business like selling a computer, the cost of buying that computer, what it will take for you to buy that computer is what is called direct expenses. For example, if you go and buy a computer worth 30,000, that is what is called direct expenses. If you buy it at 30,000 and then you sell it at 40,000, it means that 40,000 minus 30,000, you will have a gross profit of 10,000. That is 40,000 minus 30,000. You'll have a gross profit of 10,000. But remember, that 10,000 that you have just made out of that computer, remember you are doing a business where you have an office, you pay electricity, you pay rent, you have transport to take care of, you have food, office meals probably, you have stationery to buy in your office. All those things are what we call operating expenses. And those things you have to minus. You have to minus them from your gross profit for you to remain with the net profit. And that is the difference between, and that is the difference between direct expenses and operating expenses. I hope I'm clear now. I hope it is now making sense. Guys, if it is making sense, give me feedback so that I know we are on the same page. If it is making sense, please. It is clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So do not confuse. Do not confuse gross profit and net profit. And you remember even yesterday I told you guys, when investors come to look at your business and they want to put money in your business, when an investor wants to invest in your business, they will not look at your net profit. They will not focus so much on your net profit. They will look at your gross profit when investors come into your business, because gross profit shows the health of the business idea. The strength of your business idea is seen through the gross profit. But the strength of your profitability as a business is seen through the net profit. So I hope that someone is knocking at my door, guys. Someone is knocking at my door. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, I'll be back. Sorry, guys. Someone was knocking at my door. I have attended to them. So let's come back. Yes. So, yeah. Yes, Steve, and you're right. And you're right. Amazon never made profit. Amazon really struggled to break even. And people don't know. But Amazon survived because Amazon focused a lot on their business, their gross profit. Their gross profit was very healthy, but their expenses were a lot because they were trying to expand. They were trying to do all that until now that Amazon is probably the country that has the largest turnover across the globe. So what I was telling you, when investors are looking for investing into a business, they will not look at your net profit. They will look at your gross profit margin, your gross profit, because your gross profit shows the health of your business. But your net profit will show just how profitable that business is. So net profit is for you. Net profit is for you, but gross profit is for the public. And the best businesses in the world are seen through their gross profit. Now, because today I want to teach you how to maintain cash and how to keep cash in your business, that's why I'm telling you, monitor the net profit to see whether your business is viable in terms of the cash side of it. And I hope now we're on the same page. Now, the next thing I was asking you is working capital. So someone had said working capital. So who had given us feedback on working capital? What do you guys think is working capital? And continue sharing. Don't get tired of sharing the live. Share the live. I'm seeing a very good feedback. Guys are coming in. Others are joining. And for the people who are joining us, please, guys, we have a target of 100 follows on my TikTok tonight. I want you guys to follow me. Just 100 of you to follow me tonight, I'll very much appreciate. So if you are just joining and you are watching me, please, 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 please. We have almost 7,000 people who have so far watched this live. And with 7,000 people who have watched this live, I can't get 100 of you following me. Do you guys think it's impossible? I so far have 7,000 of you who have watched this live. Is it hard to have 100 of you follow me? I don't think it's impossible. So please, 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 follow. And don't forget to follow me on my YouTube. On YouTube, I'm targeting 50 people. Thank you so much, Jay Mude. Thank you so much, Jay Mude. I really, really appreciate. Follow me on my YouTube as well. Just click on my bio. And then you follow me. Thank you so much, Lily Adrian. You are encouraging me. I feel encouraged so much. And I'm sure you guys have people you can invite tomorrow, especially people who you know have problems with their cash, with their taxes. People who you know have problem with their taxes in their businesses. I'm sure there are guys who will want to learn about tax. They might not necessarily have a problem with the taxes, but they will want to learn about tax. Tax is fundamental in business. It's important because it determines so much. If you have tax issues and the government comes for you, your business can just go down like that, guys. So Masutha, are there any books you can refer to me regarding business strategies for sales, marketing? Yes, I have so many. I have so many books I can refer to you. Let me show you some of the books. I have this book. Who has seen this book somewhere? Guys, this is one of the best books, and even what I'm teaching you is here. You see here what we have. We have people. We have people here. Then we have strategy. Then we have execution. Then we have cash. And this book communicates exactly some of the things. Thank you, Fatu Masutha from Johannesburg. Please go and look for this book. It's limited edition. I don't know whether they are still in the market. How can I put it? Like that. It's a very good book for people who are running businesses. It's a very good book, but it's very expensive. Tutachanga tu. Yeah, we will just contribute and get a book for our class. This one is for the teacher. We'll contribute and we get a book for our class so that you can be sharing. Someone can be using it, and then it's a book that is written by Van Hanish, Scaling Up. It's one of the best books. You see what even the title is, Mastering the Rockefeller Habits. So the Rockefeller habits are the habits 2.0 that are used for growing businesses. Yeah. So it's a very good book. I personally bought it for, if I can remember very well, I just remember that it was expensive. How much did I buy this book? I remember it was expensive. I just remember that it was going to the tune of around 7,000, if I'm not wrong. 7,000. But education is expensive. Kaneson, where can I purchase it from? I personally got it from Amazon. You know, in Amazon these days we get everything. So I got it from Amazon. But if you can find some time, you guys can visit Textbook Center. I don't know whether Textbook Center will have it. But if you find time, please. If you find time, you can visit Textbook Center and they should be able to help. Anyway, back to our conversation. Guys, follow me on my YouTube channel. We are targeting 50 people to follow me on my YouTube channel tonight. I want you guys to follow me on my YouTube channel. I am going to bed tonight with 50 people following me from this live. And that will be a very good achievement. And then we try again tomorrow. But for now, any person watching, please follow me. Follow me on my TikTok. 100 people should follow me, and then 50 people should follow me on my YouTube channel. Out of 7,000 people that have so far watched this live, guys, I can't miss 50 of you following me. Yeah. Anyway, back to class. Yeah. So what we were talking about, working capital. So how many of you guys know about working capital? I need ideas. I need feedback, guys. How many of you know about working capital? What is working capital? Tony says working capital is used for day-to-day operations of the business. Thank you. That's a good trial, Tony. That's a good trial. Who else is going to give us feedback on what working capital is? And I'll tell you why working capital is very critical. Guys, communicate with me. Give me feedback on what you think working capital is. What is working capital? Thank you, Yvonne K. Thank you, Anto, for joining us. Thank you. What is working capital, guys? Don't we have people who can tell us what working capital is? Allocation for sustaining business operations. Thank you, Derek. You guys are really putting in the effort. Thank you, Derek. Thank you. Terry, today you have been silent. I want to know whether you know what working capital is. I know you are one of my best students. What is working capital, Terry? Thank you, Eric Korir. Thank you, Eric Korir. This is a class for smart people. This is the place where we are trying to understand the basics of finance, the basics of accounting that we can apply in our businesses. I am very proud to have you guys here. My name is Duncan Robert. I am an accountant by profession. I also have a background in economics, and I'm a trained financial auditor with significant Big Four experience. What that means is I have done auditing at the highest level. That means that I have been able to audit some of the big names of companies that you know in our country right now. And I have some very good background information on what it takes to handle and to manage finances. So Terry says, thank you, Terry. I think it's the money used for day-to-day operations of the business, like buying inventory. So it is not the operations, Terry, but it is the inventory. You have actually gotten it. It is the inventory, but not the operations. Operations are not at the working capital level. It is the inventory that is more important. Do you guys know that without inventory, then there is no business? Especially if you are dealing in goods and commodities. If you are dealing in services, people who provide services, like for example, like myself, what do you think my working capital is as a professional services provider? What is my working capital? For someone who sells commodities, their working capital is inventory. It is the amount of money that you need for you to manage your inventory over a period of time. So working capital is the money that you need for you to deliver your services or goods to your clients within the period of time that you're supposed to. So if you have realized that you need to, for example, sell that 100 clients normally show up at your business requesting to buy computers, then it means for that month, you need to have enough money to buy 100 computers to sell to your client. Or if you don't have enough money to buy 100 computers, at least you need to have enough money to buy 50 so that once you sell the 50, then you buy the other 50. You just need to figure that out. So what is the working capital of your business? You need to understand the working capital of your business. Most of us are operating in businesses that we don't really know the working capital. And guys, that is very dangerous. If you don't know the working capital of your business, and this is how you figure out, on a weekly basis, how much inventory do you need? How much inventory do you need? Figure out how much inventory you need. From that inventory, figure out how much that is. And then figure out after you sell the inventory, or it fluctuates. If it fluctuates, take the maximum. If it fluctuates, check the maximum amount of your inventory and then use that as your working capital, so that you never reach a point where you're not able to deliver to your clients because you didn't have inventory. And guys, very many businesses make these mistakes. I see even big companies make these mistakes. A whole company cannot deliver a service because they messed up their working capital. You have seen this. These things are still being made even with professionals. Even professional accountants are making these mistakes. And because now we are learning, let's not mess our working capital. So figure out your weekly working capital, figure out your monthly working capital, and then you make sure once you know that, please don't touch your working capital. Yes, because sometimes they divert the funds with the hope that the money will come back. So sometimes you are tempted to divert your working capital. You are tempted to use your working capital to do something else. I'll take an example of small businesses. This is what small businesses do. And I think you've seen even our mama mbogas. You've seen our mama mbogas. It's not easy to just have it there. If it is not easy to have it there, then commit it to inventory. Prod. If you know that having money in your hands is going to bring problems, you'd rather buy inventory that you know when the month begins, buy inventory that is enough for that month. So that then you have inventory rather than having money in your hands. Because if you know you're going to divert that money, then buy inventory. Especially if you're dealing in businesses that do not have high, what is it called? They are not perishable goods. Yes, that's a very good question, Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf is asking, what's the inventory for a service provider? And that's what I was saying. Like, for example, someone like me, what do you think is my working capital? Yes. So so is petty cash under working capital or operations? Petty cash usually is under operations, guys. Petty cash is under operations. So the way you know the working capital for a service industry is this. Ask yourself, what is that money that if you don't have today, you cannot deliver the service? What is that money that if you don't have today, you cannot deliver that service? What is that money? If you don't have that money today, there is no way you're delivering that service. That is how you know the working capital of a service industry. What do you need? Let's give it a period, because working capital has a period. So let's say a week. In the course of a week, if you're offering a service, you are offering, what kind of service now can we talk about? Let's say I am a plumber. Let me take an example of a plumber. Or someone is saying, take an example of an accountant. Okay, like myself. What will be the working capital of the working capital within the service industry is usually very low, because you're offering your personal whatever, your personal services. So you will come and realize that you might not necessarily have a lot to worry about within the service industry, especially as an accountant, because what do you need to do? You just need to show up. So what can stop an accountant from showing up? I'll give you this lone wolf. Depending on how much of an expert you are, expert accountants, they need a software. If they are offering, if they are doing their digital, their work on a digital platform. So you need a software to do your business. You need transport, because at the end of the day, if maybe, for example, I'm going to the business, I'm going to your company, I'm coming to your company, I'll need transport, because without transport, I'll not get there. So if I don't get there, then what happens to me? So I'll probably need transport. I'll probably need some amount for my license. That is my software, if I'm using a software, and pretty much. But normally, what happens is businesses like this, they normally have the service industry does not have very high working capital, for that matter. What they have significant operational costs that go to the tune of, especially the salaries. Because then now you see someone who is offering a service, it means now significant cost is coming from the labor that they're offering. A significant amount of what you're going to spend as an accountant is on your salary, or on the labor cost. Yeah. And you remember, in the service industry, does cost of sale fall under operational cost or working capital? Cost of sale is working capital, guys. Cost of sale is working capital. The only difference is working capital has a period. You have to figure out what period you're talking about. If you decide to monitor your working capital within a week, that is the case. If you decide to monitor your working capital for a month, then you figure out what amount of money you need for that 1 month that you need. So back to the service industry. So service industry, guys, they don't have a lot of working capital necessarily when it comes to what they need to do with the money. But they just have the small costs that come with it. But remember, in the service industry, the direct cost for the service industry is usually what you're paying that person. The time is usually the value of the time. I'll give you an example of me as an auditor. When I used to be an auditor, I was an auditor back then. What we used to do is, my company will quantify my time. So let's say my company has sent me to my client. Let's say my client is in Westlands. So as I got my client in Westlands, my company has already determined that I'm going to spend 8 hours at that client. But my company has already negotiated with that company that if I show up there for 8 hours, then they are going to charge 3,000 per hour. So 3,000 per hour, that means that per day, that is 24,000. So for as long as I'm in that company, my direct cost will be 24,000. And that 24,000 is what will go into our income statement as the direct cost. And then what that company will pay us will be the revenue. So if you take the revenue of that company minus the direct cost, which is the value allocated to my hourly rate, minus that, then you get the gross profit. So roadside cost of sales, working capital, short term. Yes, this man is very smart. I like such brains. I like such brains, and I totally okay. Sorry, I'm assuming you're a man, Rod. Rod, please confirm to me. I so that I don't make that mistake. I am very sorry. I've just made that assumption, but you are doing great. I like that. I like that brain. I like that brain. Confirm to me. I made an assumption, and I don't want to make it again. So, okay. So I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for making that assumption. So guys, if there is any new person who has joined us, please let's remind them what they're supposed to do. Let's remind them what they're supposed to do. James Sunday, thank you so much for joining us. Any new person who has joined us, the target is that we have 100 of you guys following me tonight. So if you have not followed me, guys, please be my follower. Be my follower. You will thank me later in soon or in future when you see our army of smart people becoming a movement. Yeah. Everything great starts small, and we have just started small, but I can guarantee you one day this is going to be a very serious class. It's going to be a very serious class, and it's important that you follow me now. Follow me now when we can still have these one-on-one conversations. Follow me, guys. And above all, I have a YouTube channel. Yes, I answered the petty cash. Petty cash is operational cost. Petty cash is operational expenses. It is not working capital. It is operational expenses. It is not working capital. Because without petty cash, you can still deliver so many of the work that you are. Petty cash does not buy direct costs, inventory. Is there anyone who works for a company where you buy inventory with petty cash? And I'll be very disappointed in your accounting department. Or if maybe you have an accountant here, I'll be very disappointed if you guys buy your inventory using cash, petty cash. Are there people here who buy? Is there anyone who buys what do you call it? Is there anyone here who buys inventory using petty cash? Guys, if you do it, just raise your hand. We will laugh at you and then we'll correct it. Just tell us. Yeah. Tell us if you if you buy inventory using petty cash. I think Wambo does it. Wambo, where is Wambo? Wambo has disappeared. Did she go for supper? Adrian tells me, no, our petty cash is meant for small bills. You guys are doing it correctly. Lassa AC, thank you so much for joining. This is an educative platform. So please just follow me and follow me on both my platforms, on my YouTube and on my TikTok. Queen of the North, welcome. Rod is saying it's impossible. It's impossible to buy inventory using cash because yes, even petty cash is usually a very small amount of money. So petty cash cannot be working capital. Petty cash is operating expenses, and it should remain the same. Do not mix petty cash with working capital. The only thing I can tell you is to protect your working capital. Now, the third thing, I know I have digressed so much, I've even lost you guys. Remember the things I was telling you to monitor your cash? I told you monitor your net profit, monitor your working capital. The next thing is to monitor your non-current asset. Now, thank you, Sheila. Sheila, I totally appreciate you, Sheila. It means a lot. And stick around. There is a lot of content coming. I don't even think the country is ready for it. I don't think the country is ready. And Fidel Limo, welcome. Please follow me. For great content, educational content for that matter. I don't think the country is ready for the kind of information that I'm going to give. And I'm not saying this to boast. I'm not even trying to boast. I just want to impact my people. I want to impact the nation. I want people to learn basics. Yeah, guys, there is no need for us to be sitting here struggling to understand very simple concepts. Yeah. Why should we be struggling with things like accounting? Accounting is not rocket science. Finance is not rocket science. And yet it is a soft skill. It is something that we need. Most of you walk around out here, you belong in groups of, you belong in chamas, you belong in circles that people speak to you about financial information as if it is rocket science. And you hang. Please don't hang. You now have an option. You have a free class, online free class. You have a free class with me here, and I want you guys to keep it going. Let's keep this class going. So I will go into the next thing, non-current asset. Who knows what non-current assets are? What are those now? Eh? So the next thing, you need to monitor your non-current assets, how you are managing them. Who knows what non-current assets are? Let's see now the accountants in the house. Any accountant in the house who can tell us what non-current assets are. Non-current assets, guys. Non-current assets. Today I want to reach 10. I want to hack a 2-hour live. Is 2 hours too long? I don't think it's too long. I have the energy. I am a young man. I can do it. So I want to go all the way to 10 o'clock. So we have like 33 minutes to go. Yes. So like I said, what is non-current assets, guys? Long-term assets, e.g. PPE. Hey, the accountants in the house are shining. Long-term investments, Lily, the accountants in the house are shining. Guys, what do you think non-current assets are? Derek says they are long-term assets, usually whose values are expected to flow in over 12 months. Yeah. These are accountants. I'm now seeing accountants are now showing their clothes. Yeah. Accountants are now settling into their space. Don't msishainie sana the non-accountants. Msiwashainie sana. Yeah. Rod, by the way, do you have any background in accounting or Lone Wolf? Do you have any background in accounting? Do you have any background in accounting? I'm seeing guys are really. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate those gifts. I truly appreciate those gifts. You're just a TikTok prefect. And I totally appreciate what you're doing on my platform. And one day when our movement becomes bigger and we organize our physical class, I will thank you officially. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts that you've given me. I appreciate so much. I don't take it for granted. It is not easy in the country that we live in. And when someone gives you a gift, you just say thanks. Thank you. I had given my number somewhere so that in case anyone would want to reach out to me for special attention, especially for businesses, for tax, all those kind of questions. I know you guys have those questions and you go to try and get experts out here and they take a lot of money out of you. People charge you so much money to give you basic services. If you now think through all the needs that you have in your business and you're wondering who can help, I am here. I will send my number again. I'll just send my number. I don't know how I put my number the last time. Okay. Let me put my number again in case anyone will need to reach out to me. Yes. So that is my number, guys. I've sent it again on the comment section. Anyone who would like to reach out to me. Accounting and finance services don't have to be too expensive. They are basic skills that we need. And I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. So non-current assets. Non-current assets are basically the long-term assets. Those are long-term assets. They are the assets you rely on for productivity. The assets you rely on to produce. Yeah. So when someone says this is a non-current asset, it means you have bought it in your business specifically so that you can use it to produce or for production purposes, or to give your services, or to give the goods and services. So non-current assets, are needed basically in your business for the main reason of production. I'll give you an example of a non-current assets. You buy a machine in a manufacturing company so that you can be able to use it to produce. You buy a computer in your company so that using your computer you can be able to serve, or to, even if you're an editor, if you're a video editor, if you're a graphic designer, if you're a software engineer, you buy your computer so that you can come up with designs, so that you can come up with codes. Without that computer, you cannot code. You cannot code without that computer. So a computer is an example of a non-current asset because it is that computer that will enable you to do your job. So what I'm trying to tell you is, for you to manage your cash as a business, you need to monitor your non-current assets and ask yourself, are they productive? How productive is your non-current assets? Think through all the things that you bought to do. I have walked around some businesses. I walk around some businesses in town. For example, these small businesses, like for example, the hairdressers. When you get into a hairdressing boutiques, they're boutiques, yeah. When you get into a boutique, I normally find these massage machines, some of them just lying idle. Yeah, those are examples of non-current assets. So sometimes you find those massage machines, you find the foot massage or pedicure machines, and they're just lying there. Some of them have broken down, or even some of them have not yet broken down, but they're there. When you ask these people how much they spent to acquire those items, then they tell you that they acquired it at a cost of maybe 100,000 or maybe 150,000 or even 200,000. So the question is, what is that machine? What are you using that machine for? What is the purpose of that machine? How productive is that machine? And most of the time you find that these non-current assets, they tie up capital. They tie up capital that you can use to bring back into the business and invest into your working capital. So the reason I'm telling you to monitor your non-current assets is so that in case your non-current asset is not productive enough, get rid of that non-current asset and invest that money in your working capital. Because the most important thing in your business is your working capital. It is important for you to have working capital. You get? So monitor your non-current assets. And then of course, the final point for that, for those 4 drivers to monitor your cash, is of course your cash flows. Your cash flows. I taught you guys yesterday how to study cash flows. I told you that cash flows has 3 components. When money comes into your business, it either comes through operations, that is, you have sold items and money has come. It has either come in through investments. Investments is either you have invested or someone else has invested into your business. And it can also come in through financing, that is debt. So you've borrowed money either from a bank. Those are the 3 avenues through which money can come into your business. And then when it is leaving the business, it can also leave through operations when you're paying for expenses. It can also leave through investment when you use that money to invest into a non-current asset, so that in future that non-current asset can generate money for the business, or money can leave the business as well through the financing option, which is to pay off debts. So monitor your cash flows through those 3 levels that I've told you for you to determine where is majority of your money going. If majority of your money is going through investments, then it means you're looking into the long term. If majority of your money is going into operations, then it needs you start. If it is going into operations, you need to start monitoring your expenses, because that is a leak. That is a significant leak. And if it is going through your financing side, that means you're paying off debt. Try and manage the debt so that a lot of the money that you're paying is not going into debt. Try and negotiate with your people so that the people who gave you money, they can limit or reduce the debt, the payments that they're expecting from you. And that guys, is what I was calling the 4 aspects, the 4 areas of your business that you need to monitor for you to understand and for you to improve your cash flows. If you want to improve the cash available to your business, those are the 4 areas. And I am telling you that what I have given you, you'll travel across the world. You'll go to bigger companies and they will explain to you the same concepts just I have as I have explained to you. Nobody else will tell you anything different than what I have told you. So you're getting premium feedback, premium information, of course, by just following me and by liking the content that I'm giving you guys. So before we get into the last segment of the night, guys, we have done 3 segments so far. If you're joining us now, you have missed if you're joining us now, you have missed a lot. Let me just remind you that tomorrow, Jafet Chacha, I'm sorry you're late. I know you are coming from work, you are on the road. I am so sorry. There's a lot that we have discussed. I might not be able to go back because now we have made some very significant steps ahead. But don't worry. This live will be happening every day at 8 o'clock. I'm just reminding you guys. And always know that you have a class to attend that is free for you to understand finance and accounting and economics. And remember, our goal today was to have 100 people to follow me on TikTok. I had a target for 100 people to follow me on TikTok and 50 people to follow me on my YouTube channel. So if you have just joined us and you will want to be part of this army of smart people that are discussing very important issues, just follow me on my TikTok. And then once you're done, yes, Rod, I saved them. I don't know how I can share them. I'll upload them on my YouTube. I'll upload them on my YouTube. You can get them there. That's why it's important for you guys to follow me on my YouTube channel. Click on my bio. Just click on my bio. There's a link there. Guys. Click on that link. Then it will take you straight to my YouTube channel and just follow. So that if, in case you come late, you can go to my YouTube channel and you'll find them there. I'll have uploaded this whole content. It's important that you study these things. So Steph Kangina, thank you so much for joining us. So follow me, guys. Follow me. It is very important. And the reason why it's important for you to follow me is so that when I start the class, you'll be notified that the live is starting. If you don't follow me, how will you know that I'm starting the live? Even though I have told you that I'll be doing it at 8 o'clock every day, apart from Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that because I go to church. So apart from Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, every other day of the week, we shall be having this live. Remy, someone told you that if you come to this class diligently, you'll get rich. And I'll tell you, all the rich people in the world, they got rich because they had information. So I confirm to you. Yeah? I confirm to you, we all want to get rich, but before we get rich, let's have the information that will keep us rich. Becoming rich is not a problem. You can sell your kidneys, or you can sell your, what is it called? The problem is once you sell your kidneys and you have all that money, can you keep up? Can you maintain? Can you remain there? So me, I'm teaching you. I'm giving you now the skills that will be important for maintaining the level. Once we get to that level, how will we maintain? You need the skill that I'm teaching you right now. So for you to do that, follow me on my YouTube channel. All these lives, in case you will not be able to make it, because I understand some people come from work, some people arrive home late, some people have to take care of the children, some people have to prepare supper first. I understand. So just follow me on my YouTube channel. You'll get all my lives there in case you miss them. So the target is 50 people to follow me on my YouTube channel. The target is for you guys to follow me on my YouTube channel so that you have 50 of you. Can you guys imagine that I have had almost 10,400 people go through this platform? Derek is telling me, additionally, create time and look into personal finance management. It's a problem with many. Derek, I agree with you. The funny thing with personal finance that people actually don't know. The funny thing that people don't know about personal finance is that the concept of business are not different. You will be surprised that what I'm telling you about business finance applies even in personal finance. It is the concept, it is the way it is presented that is different. But what I'm teaching you about business finance applies even in personal finance. And I will explain to you that when the time comes. I will show you how that works, and you will be surprised to realize business finance and personal finance, the concepts are the same. Yeah? Don't you guys have working capital in your homes? Don't you have working capital? Yeah? You have working capital at home. You know how much, yeah? You know how much money you need. You that if you don't have that money, your children will sleep hungry, you will not be able to pay rent, you will not be able to have electricity in your house. You know what working, that is just working capital. So if you've understood the concept of working capital the way I've taught you, then you will also understand that working capital applies even at home. It is just the way that we put it, and I will do that soon. Thank you, Derek, for that. It makes a lot of sense. Guys, now I want us to get into the last session now. Let me get my energy back. Allow me to take water. My water has gone out. So give me 30 seconds. I get water so that we continue. In the meantime, my class prefect, please remind people what we are targeting tonight. And tell them to do that, please. Just tell them to do that as I get water to drink. My my throat is getting dry. Yeah. Thank you. And we are back. Guys. Water is life. I truly, truly agree with that, because my throat was getting dry. Now I am back to finish the class. We have 15 minutes to go. So the final element, or the final part of this class today, guys, is for me to give you now the 7 tools. The 7 tools that you can use to now apply on the 4 items I've just given you. The tools you can use to apply there so that you can improve the cash in your business. Yeah? There are 7 tools, and the tools are very straightforward. Number 1 is price. These are the tools that you can use, the tools that you have at your disposal. The specific actions that you can now take to improve your cash. You see what I had given you, they're just the areas of the business you need to monitor. The 4 items I had given are the 4 areas of the business that you need to monitor, which I had said is profitability, working capital, non-current assets, and cash flows. Right now, I am now giving you the tools that you can use to work on these areas. So for you to be able to work on these areas, what do you need? You need these 7 tools. Yeah? Tool number 1 is price. Price is what can help you to improve or worsen your profitability. If you don't get your price correctly, so many people are doing business, but they have not studied their pricing. You have not studied your pricing. Pricing, the best price is always the price where the customer is okay. The customer and the seller are at equilibrium. Both of you are not being hurt. Sometimes you find business people, they get they just want too much. They want too much, and as a result, they end up having very high prices. And the high prices will hurt the volumes. Remember, I told you that revenue is a factor of price and volume. So the question is, do you want to have high prices with little volume, and then it hurts your eventual sale? Or do you want to have the best price that will give you will sell the maximum volume or the optimum volume so that you can maximize on the revenue? Remember, the target is to maximize revenue. And for you to be able to maximize revenue, you have to get the perfect price. And the perfect price is not the highest price in the market, guys. So the behavior that you see people who keep just pushing their prices without really understanding that there is a level of price where the customer and the vendor are at equilibrium. They are okay. That is the price that you need to figure out for your business. Don't go too low, don't go too high. You need to find that perfect spot. And there are ways in which you can determine that pricing. And one day I'll teach you the ways of knowing which is the perfect price for the goods and services that you're offering. Those are classes ahead of us, guys. There is so much, like I've told you. So there are prices ahead of us. There's a price, the optimum price that you charge your customers. The second aspect is the volume. So we have talked about price, I have talked about volume. Volume, there are some, depending on your business, you have to understand your business. There are some businesses that sell, not the businesses that have high prices, they tend to sell little volumes and they'll still afford or achieve their revenue targets. Yeah, just study your business and you understand. I'll give you an example. A company that sells generators, they can sell one generator in a day. Yeah, and they can go home very happy because they have sold a generator. But the thing is, you'll realize while it is one generator, but one generator goes for like 600,000. Okay, I'm talking about the big generators, the ones that are operating in big, whatever, apartments, yeah, or buildings. So they might sell one generator in a day, but one generator goes for 600,000. And probably they bought that generator at 500,000. So they have made already 100,000 Kenya shillings. So what I'm trying to tell you is, understand your business for you to know, is it a volume kind of business or is it a price kind of business? There are some businesses that are driven by the volume and there are some businesses that are driven by the pricing. So you have to understand that. The next thing, you need to study your direct costs. I told you yesterday that direct costs determine your gross profit margin. You have to find people, you have to monitor your direct costs so that you can minimize your direct costs, so that you can have the best gross profit margin. I already said the best gross profit margins, the best businesses have the best gross profit margins. The next thing is your operational expenses. Operational expenses is just how are you spending your money on operations. Is it that your business is located in a very expensive building? Some people are doing small businesses, but they are paying rent like they have very big businesses. You know very well that your sales turnover, whatever it is that you are selling right now, cannot afford you to be paying rents that go to the tune of probably whatever, 100,000 or 150,000. And you know very well that the business cannot support that kind of rent. The question is it wise? Maybe I don't have all the factors, but is it wise? Is it wise for you to do that? Those are some of the questions that you ask yourself. The next question, so monitor your operating expenses. Is it necessary to have all the people that you have employed at your business? Is it necessary? Is it necessary for you to pay for the internet connectivity for the diamond? Is it diamond level or what? If your business only has a few people, will it hurt the business if you only get the silver class fiber? Will it hurt the business? Why do you have to incur all those operational costs? Those are some of the things that affect your cash, the business cash. Yeah. The next item is something called receivables. Receivables is debt money that people owe you. How soon are you collecting that money? Guys, if you understand the way banks operate, banks are very aggressive on the money that you owe them. Banks are very aggressive. And even before banks gives you money, They have studied you, they have monitored your risk, they know that you're not able to pay back. So why would you, a business owner, be trusting just about anyone to owe you money? Because remember, your debt, the money that people owe you, has an impact on what you already called the working capital. It has a significant impact. Debt is one of the things that affects your working capital. So you need to monitor. If you don't know how much people owe you in your business, if you have not put it, if you have not recorded it somewhere, then guys, you need to start doing it as soon as now. You need to start doing it as soon as now. Because if you are slow in collecting your debt, it will affect your working capital. And if it affects your working capital, I've already told you that a business that does not have a good working capital is as good as dead. It will go down. Yeah. The other thing is inventory. You have to study your inventory. Inventory is, don't keep unnecessary inventory in your business, guys. Don't buy inventory that is going to cover a whole year. Don't buy inventory that will cover a whole year, because inventory has a way of tying money. You're also affecting your working capital. Only tie your money to your inventory over a period of maybe a month if you have studied your business and you've seen that your working capital turnaround time is 1 month. So do not have a lot of inventory in your business. You walk around businesses and you see people having stores and stores and stores of inventory. But the question is, when will that inventory be sold? So if you're tying money in inventory and then you start struggling with working capital, don't you find that to be a problem? So study your business and understand your inventory turnaround time. And once you know your inventory turnaround time, then only buy inventory necessary, or the inventory that is good for that period of time. Understand? Because inventory as well has a way of tying money in there, and then it will affect your working capital. And the final thing is accounts payable, or the credit money that you owe other people. While you will be insisting on people to pay you. And this is the way a business is unfair. While you'll be insisting on people to pay you money, also you try to manage the people you owe money. Don't be so quick to be paying your debts. Don't be so quick to be paying your debts. Yeah. So you've received computers on credit, and then let's say, for example, you managed to sell them, and then you quickly rush to go and pay those computers immediately. That is not good business practice. If, for example, you bought computers on credit, and one way or the other you have managed to pay those payables off, let's say you've managed to pay you've managed to sell those computers within a week, guys, don't pay back that money immediately in full. If you had agreed that you'll pay that guy after 1 month, please pay him maybe 40%, and then the 60% pay him when the month ends. That is how you manage cash in a business. Don't be so quick to be paying. Don't be so quick to pay off your credit. Negotiate your credit with your people you owe money. Understand? And that is one of the mistakes that as well people make. People are so quick to pay, and then you're very slow on getting your money. So you're slow on asking for your payments, but you're very quick on paying. Find a soft spot where you are managing. You insist on people paying you, but you manage the people that you're supposed to pay, so that your business always has money there. And guys, those are the 7 tools that I have available for you to manage your cash. And I think I have done well. I have come to the end of the content for the class today. Guys, can you clap for me? You need to clap for me. You need to clap for me. I need to see claps. Please clap for me. And before I clap for you, because you guys have also done some tremendous work. So clap for me as I clap for you. And let's remind the people who are here, who are not here before us. Guys, if you have joined us now, the class has just come to an end. But I'm reminding you that we shall be having this class every single day at 8. We shall be having this class every single day at 8. Please don't miss. Don't say that I didn't tell you. Don't say that I didn't inform you. You will go to university and you'll pay a lot of money to learn some of the things that I'm telling you. I just need you to become my students. I need you to follow me. That is the only price you're paying. Follow me. Follow me on my TikTok. Follow me on my YouTube channel. On my TikTok I was targeting 100 people. On my YouTube I was targeting 50. I can't yet know how many people have followed me on YouTube, but I hope, guys, when I get there that you guys will have followed me. On TikTok, I think I have achieved the target. I think we have achieved the target on TikTok. I don't know much about YouTube because I have not been following. Thank you, Chalo CK. Tomorrow we are talking about tax. Yeah? I am psyched up. I am psyched up for tax. Tax is one of. Thank you, Terry K. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. I truly appreciate. You are one of my best students. Thank you, Winnie Jerusa. Winnie Jerusa has done a great job in sharing the live. I've seen so many people who have come to the live as a result of Winnie sharing the live. Do you want me to touch on costing tomorrow? Don't worry. Tomorrow let's just touch on tax. Let's talk about tax. Maybe if we have some little when we have maybe if we'll have some little time tomorrow, Lily, I'll spare that on costing. You can ask me again tomorrow about costing. I'll talk about it. But let's just let people know that Russia nauliza tax inaangukia wapi kwa direct expenses ama hapana tax. Let's just pick that conversation tomorrow on tax, Rush. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Rush. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow so that we can delve deep into taxes and you will be able to understand. And then pricing of products as well. Yes, pricing will come. You remember we have tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday and then Thursday, and then we'll pick up the conversation again on Monday. So I want to touch on taxes tomorrow, and then on Thursday. On Thursday, I haven't settled on the topic yet, but I'll give you the topic tomorrow of what we are going to talk about on Thursday. But the most important thing for you guys to note is that tomorrow is tax day. I can't wait. There's a lot in there. I hope I'll do justice to the tax side to it as well. And let's meet tomorrow. But for now, is there anyone in the class who has not followed me? Guys, just check the guys who are in the class now who have not followed me. And you tell them to follow me, especially on my YouTube channel, because TikTok, I have some good followers. I have some good followers on TikTok. So just check the guys who are in class right now who haven't followed me on TikTok. Wanifuate. Ama follow inaitwaje kwa Kiswahili? I am not very good in Swahili. Follow, what is follow in Swahili? Follow, wanifuate. Yeah. Funny. What is follow in Swahili? Wanifuate. Yes. Great. So I guess, guys, we have come to the end of the class. You guys have been awesome. I can't imagine how this class will have been without you guys. Sticking around for 2 hours is not a joke. It is not a joke. And I know that you have stuck with me because you are finding value. And tomorrow again, I see you again here at 8 o'clock. And invite people. Have many people to come to this live. You see, it's a healthy place. It's a place they will learn. You have friends, even accountants. Let's have even fellow accountants come here and let's challenge each other on understanding these concepts deeper. So guys. So I'll close with my jazz. I think I told you guys that I love jazz. So let me just close with my jazz music. And then you guys can leave at your own pleasure. You can leave at your own pleasure as I wait for any other person who is coming in now and I tell them to subscribe. Or my number. Where do I pin the number? How does someone pin the number? Me, I've just been putting it on my comment section. 0712 254 272. So my number is there. You can save it on your phones and you can Call me Captain Dra. Captain Dra. I'm your captain. I call myself the captain of the army of smart people. The captain of the army of smart people. My number is 0712 254 272. You can save it and you can reach out to me whenever you will. And of course, we will pick up the conversations from there. But for now, the class is over, guys. I'm just waiting to see if there are any people who will join. I remind them to subscribe to my channel. Any person who is joining us now, please follow me. Any person who has just joined now, follow me on my YouTube channel so that I can achieve my target for the night. Thank you, guys, and bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's been awesome. For now, the jazz will just play as I do my stuff, but the class is over officially. Bye, guys. Thank you.